friends. Today I will give you some information about our project. There are 6 people in our project. Our presentation will go more or less like this. So, first of all, what exactly will this project do? One of the most important sectors for the economic growth of the Antalya is the tourism sector, where no doubt the good facilities, good behavior, and a good management plays a major role for their attraction. Hotels being the important for their management during their stay, it should have the equipment to provide a better service. Visitor or client comes in hotel and books his or her room for some duration. Visitor will provide his own personal detail and will get room number according to availability. There will be charge for every room according to facility. After payment, visitor will check out from the hotel. Why did we choose hotel management system for project? Firstly, it doesn't matter if hotel owners run small or large-size business, they need to track income on and expenditures in any case. Considering that Antalya is a touristic city, we thought it was the most needed system. Since most of the members in this group work both as cashiers and receptionists in Antalya, I think we are more or less familiar with such systems. I will give you information about a few of tables that we created. Many more things may consider, but a core hotel management will structure in following database tables. So, room types. This part will show us how many people the room has. It can be single or double or suite. When the customer arrives an option, we will choose according to his wishes. Booking status. This part will show the condition of the room. For example, one customer came as our reserved, full and empty rooms will appear directly. We can make reservations according to the condition of the rooms, and we can pick up customers who come through the door. Rooms section will show the features of the rooms. In this table, room number, room image, room price, room capacity. Room capacity can be offered according to the number of guests. For example, 2 people came. We can offer room 101 directly. Room description. Room description is a brief introduction of the room. You can think of it like this: and attributes such as room number, room image, room price, etc. Bookings. Booking section, we will list the people who made a reservation. We have added all the necessary information such as our customer's name, surname, which room they booked, and a phone number that we can reach. Payments, our payment information will be included in this table. How much we need to pay. Will the payment be by card or cash? Whether the room is available or not. Payment type. Whether our payment will be by card or online or in cash. In this table will show us the information like this. Staff shows us the people who are working in the hotel. From now, Trona will continue the presentation.
Hello everyone, I am Turana. So I'm gonna give information about the normalization part of our project. So now I will move to the Excel. So first of all, I want to say why we have to normalize our database. Because as you see here we have big table, and here it's too complicated to get any information about any bookings and let's say any information about customer. So why we have to, the second, I will ask this question again, why we have to normalize our database. So as you know, we cannot imagine any database without update, insert and delete. So in order to avoid update, insert and deletion anomalies, we have to normalize our database. We have so at least we have to bring to 3NF our table. How we can normalize our database? First of all, in our UNF table, in this table, we have to choose our primary key for each table we are going to create. Here I will show what I mean. So here, as you see, in this table, I have primary keys for each table. I am going separate into parts. For example, I'm gonna make bookings for booking table. The booking ID is gonna be my primary key for that table. So room type ID, room number ID, booking status ID, payment ID. So I will not mention all of them. As you see from the Excel, I have chosen all my primary keys. My table, my UNF table is ready to be divided into parts. Here I will show you what I mean. So as you see in this table, normalization means that you are going to separate your table, like your large table, into parts. Here, the sentence shows itself here. For example, here I have chosen my room types from that big table, from UNF table. So you can see that now I have primary key. So in our UNF table, in our CNF table, each table should have primary key. I mean, each for these all columns should have like one single value which determines all of them. For example, room type ID 1 can determine all of these values, all of these columns. I mean, actually one of these rows, the 2 for this, 3 for this. So the same works for all other tables. Here I have booking status ID and bookings, payments, etc. So in what is the exactly meaning of CNF table? In CNF table, it means that I have relationship between tables. So what does it mean, relationship? It means that there is a one prime foreign key which makes relationship between tables. So if you have a look at, for example, let's choose one of our tables. If you look at rooms table, you can see that I have mentioned FK room type ID. What does it mean? It means that there is a relationship between rooms and room types table. The primary key here is going to be foreign key in another table. So I made relationship between two tables. So if you look at other tables, I mean, if you look at bookings, you can see that I have also chosen here my foreign key. It is room number. So, and it means that there is a relationship between bookings and rooms table. So the same thing is the booking payments. I have a relationship between payments, bookings, and payment types tables. So payment type is it's itself table, so it doesn't depend on other tables, but of course other tables depends on it. So addresses. So why I have chosen separate table for addresses? For example, if you want to update any address for any worker, for any staff, you will just come here, you will just update this one automatically. So the address, for example, address ID, the value of address ID 1 will change here because it's foreign key. There is a relationship between addresses and staffs table. So, and I will also mention others. So here I have complaints. There is a relationship between bookings and complaints table. So messages, the same thing here. I have a relationship between users and messages table, and this is my user table as well. So now I was talking about a lot. I was talking a lot about the relationships between tables. Now our friend Enes will explain it deeply how the relationship works between the table. Thank you for your attention.
Hi, I am Enes. Now I'm gonna talk about our ER relationship diagram. My friend Hilal talk about our datas, like here, and my friend Turana talk about the normalization. How did she normalize our datas? Now I'm gonna talk about our relationship. As you can see, we have the booking on the in the middle because the booking have most relationships have. Uh, Booking, let's start with booking. Booking have a relationship with rooms, as you can see there. For one booking, we are holding the customer's information there, and we connect them with the rooms, as you can see. For one booking, there can be only one room record, but for one room, there can be many customers in different times because of the check-in and check-out dates. Let's see, continue with rooms. For rooms, there can be many room types. Sorry, for rooms, there can be only one room because one room can only be one type, like CV room. But for a room type, for CV rooms, there can be many rooms, or single rooms, there can be many, as you can see. And with their room status, with the room relationship, for one room, there can be many room status as occupied, reserved, or like that. And for room status and booking status, for same, there can be only one booking status, and there can be many room status for that. Let's go with our booking and customer and payment side. For payment, we have here payments, as you can see. For booking, there can be only one payment. Why? One customer, for one record, they can make one payment. For one payment can be done by only one customer. And for payment, there can be one report for that payment. For report, there can be made by one payment, as you can see as our relationship there. For payment type, payment can be many type. Payment can be only one type as cash or credit card or like that. But for cash payment or credit card payment, many payments can be done by cash or credit card, as you can see our relationship there. And let's see our complex data table. For bookings, customers can make many complaints about anything or never zero. But this complaints can be only done by one.
Hi everyone, I am Hassan. Now I am going to talk SQL questions to create tables and add data to tables created from UNIF table. So first of all, we make a UNIF table to create the table in SQL, which Tuana show in Excel. Since we create our UNIF with data in SQL, we can now split it into parts. So now I want to talk about create table. The most important thing to create table are attributes, primary case, and sometimes foreign case, like here. We need to divide the table parts to do normalization. In order to divide into parts, each table must have a primary key. So first we define our primary key. Then we select the attributes of each table and create with a primary key. As you can see, some create tables have a foreign key. This because there is a relation between the two tables we created. For example, we're creating the room status table. We use the foreign key. Here, room number is the foreign key, and it is referenced from the rooms table. So, what does this mean? Our primary key is room number in the rooms table, and it is show itself as foreign key in rooms table. This shows the relation between the two tables, and this relation was explained by Enes in ER diagram. As you have seen, we have a second foreign key. Our second foreign key, booking status ID, takes a reference from booking status. This is the primary key for booking status ID and is references from the booking status table. So here has a relation between room status and booking status. To make UNIF table, we must first create table. As you can see, we have all necessary tables here. For example, booking status table, we use just for booking status and booking status ID. And the rooms table, we use rooms for rooms. We use just for all room information. Bookings, we use bookings table for all customer information and check information. Payments table, we use payments table for payment information and to ask if the room is suitable or not. And payment type, we use payment type table for payment type ID and payment type. And reports table, we use reports table for reports for all reports information. Room status table, we use room status table for to show the condition of the room. And staff table, we use staff tables, all staff information, for example, staff name, staff surname, staff email, and others. And addresses, we use address table for hotel address. And users, we use user tables for user information. And complaints, we use complaints tables for good or bad or all user components. And messages, we use message table for communication. After that, let's move on the insert into section. So why do we the first create table part and then do insert part? So because we are normalizing our data and we have a UNIF table right now, our purpose is transferring our data from UNIF to the NF easiest way. And as you see in the first code, I defined my primary pleasure and I got only the attributes we need from rooms types. These are rooms type ID and rooms types, and we show them from hotel, and hotel is our UNIF table. And now Torul will continue the presentation.
Everyone, I am Torul, and now I am going to explain the UI of our database and the relationship between them. Let's start. The first, you see the registration page for users. As you can see here, you must enter the username, your email, and password, and repeat password again. The username you entered mustn't be repeated. Maybe your entered username is already defined in our database. It must be different from our database. And if you do not enter anything and in username, email, and password, you will get an error like this. And again, you see our login page. If you already registered, you will enter your username and password here, and it must match that you entered when you register. If you have registered, your username and password will be saved in our database. And here you see our rooms in our hotel. Here the images, you see the images of our rooms, the number of rooms, and which floor they've placed, the bed types of rooms, room type, and the price of it. Also, you can edit their properties by clicking the edit button. Then you see here the booking section. Here you see the first name, last name, customer ID, email, phone number, and etc. And you also here is you see the ID. ID is the unique. It means that it can't be repeated. Here you see the make booking button. By clicking this, you can make a new booking, and that will be saved in our database. Here you see the reservation page. You will here enter the check-in and check-out date, the number of people in room, and the rooms. Count of rooms, and then click the find rooms. If you click, you will see you will be moved to the rooms that fits your needing. And here you see the all rooms that available or booked. Here you can edit their status or price also, and you see the status of them. And if you book them, it will be changed to booked and also changed in database. Here you see the payment reports. Here the paid amount is active or not active. It means if it's not active, it means that you have already paid your debt. But if it is active, it means that you have debt or you haven't paid anything to us, and it will be also recorded in our database. And here you see our staff table as their names, salaries, work, date worked, and positions. You can edit their positions or salaries, and also you can add a new staff by clicking the add new staff button. This is my presentation. Now my friend Vusal will continue by explaining the customer requirements and the why you have to choose our database. Thank you for listening.
Hello, sir. My name is Yusal, as you heard from Chorul. I'm going to talk about the tasks you gave us on your feedback. First of all, we are going to list all complaints a certain user has made and the flat information for each complaint in a view. We did a view to see complaints and customers together. We will try all these codes together and see the solutions. Now we created our first view, which is called complaints and flats, and we can see the complaints part and also customer name and the flat he's staying in. For example, Enes Batuhan has a complaint that he's not satisfied and he's staying in the second flat. We can see these details in this code. Then we have a view for most recent message. We used current date function here to see the current dates message together. Now let's see the result of this code. We can see in this view that we have only one message for current date. The username is NSI. He sent a message with the random characters and the title is dynamic. Then you asked to update the room's prices according to their flags and types. We have an update code here, and we will see the result with a view again. For example, we can update a price of room to 300 lira to a single room, and which is on flat 1. Now let's see, and we have a view to see all room details together, and we'll see the result easily. It's room view, and we can see here the single type of room, which is in flat 1, is now 300 Turkish lira as a discount, maybe we can think of. Then we have a way to issue a complaint. We used an insert info code here to add a new complaint. Let's see the result again. Now let's move on to complaints table, and we can see here this is new complaint as a 7 of complaint ID and the date here, booking ID also here. Then you asked us to delete message from all received guys. We have 2 lines of code here. It seems really easy, but we will see. When we run this code, we click on OK, and we can see on message there is no received message. As you see, is received is 0 now. There were some 1 is received. Now we are moving on views. We will also run these view codes together, and we will see the results. We have lots of views, 9 views. Let's try them one by one. First of all, we have views for bookings details. We can see all the customers, all the details that customer needs here. For example, we have user ID, booking ID, customer ID, which is the passport number, name, surname, phone, email, and also check-in, checkout dates, room details, and payment details, report details, and etc. They are all are here. Then we have staff's view for our staff. The only change from staff table here is the addresses of staffs. For example, when we click on staff's table, we see the address ID, not the address itself. But when we click on staff's view, we can see that which address are the staff is staying. Then we have room status view. Let me click. Here we can see the status of rooms which are reserved or empty or occupied. And also we have the separate views for empty rooms and full rooms. When we run the code for empty rooms, we will see the view of empty rooms. For example, now we see only the empty rooms and their details, prices, capacities. Also, we have full room view for full rooms, and it's a bit different. Now, let's move on to full rooms view. We can see the booking status of these rooms are reserved or occupied, and also there is a check-in, check-out dates that a customer can see when he or she can book this room again. Then we have income views for daily, yearly, and monthly. Let's try them one by one and see the results then. I will try. We also used current date function here too. I will run all these codes and then we will see the results. Now, daily income view. Here we can see the income of today's, and we have 1,000 Turkish lira for this date, as we can see from report date. Then we have a yearly income view. It includes all the year's income, and one was monthly income view, and it of course it shows us the income of May. Then last one is unpaid debts. If a customer didn't pay the payment, we can see it from this view. What is it? Now we can see that a customer who is NS1I didn't pay the amount 2,000 lira, and we can see this detail from payments that it's still active, and it means it didn't pay it. But in view, we can see who didn't pay the details of not only payment, also the customers. And finally, why you should choose us. First and the most important one is security. If you enter your information to our system, no one else can access it other than us. So you can safely enter your information, card numbers, phone numbers, and also email and password details without any concerns. We are preventing MySQL injection by using parsing. When we send information from PHP to our database, we are parsing them. And we are using MD5 passwords to hide details from admins. Second one is our database avoids redundant storage of data items, reflects real-world structure of data problem, not only for student project, because we had almost all tables that any hotel needs. And finally, third one, it's updatable. We have 14 tables and lots of properties, and it helps us to create different types of views. And it is very useful for customers who use the website. You can use website really easily. And that's all of our group presentation. Thanks for listening and watching us. Goodbye.